For our dancers who have been following this entire video series this year, you have already previously seen the video that I posted about our prep for turns. Today, however, I want to dive a little deeper into that. So in that video, I greatly broke down how we do that from a ballet standpoint and how that can kind of be implemented with the other dance styles. Today I want to talk about those other dance styles. So take for instance, we are working on ballroom. Ballroom has a lot of turns in it, but we don't practice at the ballet bar. We want to keep the dynamic still the same in the progression of how we learn to turn. There is no point in learning to do that turn if you're ill-prepared for it. So some of the things we do when we are not working with a bar in those classes to better prep would be practicing them through our warm-ups and some of the other footwork that we do around the floor. I make sure that my ballroom classes always do a warm-up, just like my tap and my jazz and all those other classes. Everybody has to do a warm-up because of things like this. And the dynamic of learning the steps does not necessarily change. So in ballroom, we practice having to balance on 2 feet. That's part of our warm-up. We will practice lifting one leg and we'll stretch it out and do all that fun stuff. I give different variations of it to practice balancing for that 1 foot. For my ladies, we are oftentimes in heels. So one of the other big key factors I look at, if you are doing something in heels, be it your ballroom shoes, characters, I need to make sure that you're able to stand properly in those heels before we're just rocking out some turns. Even the men in ballroom have a little bit more of a heel than some of them are used to. When we learn how to turn in ballroom, I will often start with the cross step because it's a little bit of a pivot for the body. So we start working on the body angle and understanding that dynamic first while staying connected to our partner. From there, I'll incorporate different types of weaves where we have to do a half turn to basically pivot around to get around to the other side. And that allows us to work on spotting and adjusting our head and our entire body while working with another person. From there, I often incorporate then things like our left box turns, and that introduces our quarter turn. So we are gradually increasing how we make it around into a full turn. I start with these fundamental steps because then by the time we get to some of the faster footwork where we need to be able to pivot or do a full rotation all the way around, we will have practiced all of these little subtleties in between. The same can be said for tap. Obviously, if we're tap dancing, we should also be training in ballet so we can incorporate all of our ballet fundamentals when we go to turn and tap. And same for our dancers in jazz and hip-hop. We can be at the bar, but hip-hop traditionally is never at the bar. So we apply the same dynamic that we do for ballroom. We practice during our warm-ups to find our balance, and we try going up and down. We work on different releve techniques, just like ballroom. And we work on how to spot and how to turn, and we work on turns on the floor. So that way we're already on the floor and we're able to just spin and kind of let some of the control go sometimes. And then we can take that back up to standing and work on turns while we're standing. Again, these are all just different ways, and today's video is kind of, like I said, just in conjunction with the video that we had posted earlier, but we wanted to be able to expand because it's super important to be able to know how you can train effectively for each one of those styles of dance. Again, always start off with your fundamentals and make sure that you have everything prepped in order to be able to turn safely and properly. We never want to see dancers just whip out turns. It's just not going to be effective. The more technically accurate you can get them, the stronger of a dancer you're going to be. I will see you tomorrow as we talk further about our prep and how we take off for the turns. I will see you then.